When we use intention, combined with observation and dedication, we can deliberately create the reality of our choosing. The word intend is defined as having a course of action, a purpose, an objective, or a definite plan. Our desires help us form our intentions. We think of something specific that we want to be, do, or have, and that is the start of the creation process. This is the initial motion that begins to form that thing. However, there are other motions that add energy to the thought so that it can begin its journey from conception to birth. Our observation is the awareness of what we are currently experiencing and feeling. It can also be the understanding of what our intention would mean in our lives. The two are separate. One is current, and one is the outcome desired. Focusing on both when attempting to create something is quite normal. The current experience is difficult to deny, as it is something that is perceived by the physical senses. And the observational effect of daydreaming is something that most enjoy engaging in because it brings us into the feeling states of living with the desire that we want. It is this feeling state added to the thought that moves it further into development. Next is the amount of dedication we're willing to apply to bringing the thing we want into full, tangible form. This part of the process is built upon how much a person is willing to ignore what they don't like about their life in order to indulge in walking around in the daydream state, and also the amount of action they are willing to take to make something happen. Because we're taught from an early age to get our head out of the clouds and be more practical, we're generally trained to live in the current reality rather than entertain that there might be bigger and/or better options. However, as with all conceptions, the thought must have the proper environment and nourishment to come fully to life. The good news is that we can train ourselves to be more childlike and allow ourselves to not only consider our fantasies, but delight in them more often in a way that indicates that they are perfectly capable of being a part of our lives. Dedication to the creation process requires using our intention and observation over and over again in a very deliberate manner, and then actively looking for the experiences that the universe delivers to us that begin to reinforce our feeling states that correspond with what is wanted. But it is a fine line. In order to remove attachment, which turns into resistance, the act of indulging in the thought itself should become just as satisfying as the tangible experience would be. After all, the thought is already a real thing. Reality consists of both actual and potential. The actual is real, and the potential is the desire. Thoughts are pure potential. They have the ability to develop fully or merely be a consideration. In order to give more energy to the thoughts that you would like to see come into manifestation, without adding too much resistance or attachment, use the following guideline. Number 1. When a thought comes to you of something that you would like to be, do, or have, write it down in several ways. For instance, if you wanted to manifest more happiness and peace in your life, you could write the following sentences. I am having the thought of happiness and peace, and can feel how good that feels. I am envisioning myself with more happiness and peace in my life, and I enjoy seeing what that looks like. I am feeling as though giving out more peace and happiness will bring more of it back into my life. Number 2. Once you have written your intended manifestation in several ways, say each one of them out loud 3 to 5 times and attempt to really feel how the thought feels. Imagine this thought as a living expression and begin to embody the meaning and depth that it holds. Step number 3 is to say each of these phrases out loud one more time with a gesture of enthusiasm attached to it. For instance, if your statement is, I am having the thought of happiness and peace, and can feel how good that feels. You might consider holding your hands over your heart and twirling around your room. Don't worry how silly you may feel. You can do this in complete privacy. The physical gesture adds more life and energy to the thought. Number 4. Choose 1 or 2 words from your sentences and write them on sticky notes. For example, with the previous sentences, you might choose the words happiness and peace. Place these notes around your house, in your car, in your office, or wherever you may see them often. The power words that you choose will be recognized by your mind when you see them, and it will attach those words to both the feelings and the gestures that you've connected to them. Go through steps 1 through 3 anywhere from 1 to 5 times per day, as long as it doesn't feel like a chore to do so. By expressing your thoughts in this way, you make them real. You're giving them more life by joining feelings and actions to the words. In this way, the energy you give them helps them to grow faster. You're creating them as something tangible. Because of this, and the subconscious cues that you create with the notes that you're placing in visible spots, you will begin to get more inspiration from your mind regarding actions you can take to begin creating this as your reality. Thought plus feeling plus action equals manifestation, just as intention plus observation plus dedication equals manifestation. Whenever a manifestation isn't coming into fruition, it's either something that is out of the realm of what the mind believes to be true, or one of these steps is missing. Many people are great thinkers, but don't express their thoughts with any feeling. And many people are full of emotion, but don't take any action. There are also those who take tons of actions, but not ones that correspond with their thoughts and feelings. When you can marry the thoughts with the feelings, take proper actions that add the correct amount of energy to your desires, and become delighted by the process of all of those things, you are in the perfect position to manifest what you want.